Alright guys, welcome back. So again, it's been a while. Sorry about that, but it's just gonna be like a little bit of an update video. I do have Renntober in 5 days. I'm gonna be going to 4.5 hour drive for me. Shouldn't be too bad. Overall, the E36 should be all solid and good to go. I did get a axle rebuild kit, so yeah, got the axle rebuild kit, and it's basically the inner boot, new grease, and pretty much clamps to reseal everything up. But plan is I want to get those swapped out. I'll probably do that later on this week. For today, I'm actually doing a bit more labor-intensive job, which is pulling the head off this car. I put a leak down tester on it, and ended up coming out of the coolant balls, so either blown head gasket, which I'm hoping for, or it has a cracked head. Regardless, I'm going to pull that today. I hopefully have enough time to send it off to the machine shop and get it resealed up before Big Bear. Again, I have 5 days, so a little bit of a stretch. Other than that, I have been swapping out the whole interior on this. So originally it did have like all the tan interior. I ended up getting a donor car for this, and we got the black carpet, black seats, center console, glove box, all that good shit. I still got to do the front door panels. The driver's side one, that one's falling apart over there, so I got to try to re-glue that back together, but almost done with this, and yeah, just hopefully get this damn thing running. And if any of you guys are wondering, no, this is not my car, it's actually my homie Jordy's car. He really wants this to be able to make it to Big Bear. I'm hoping I could get that done for him. He's a truck driver like 3 weeks out of the month, so I'm the mechanic. I'm the one that usually works on this damn thing, and the problem is we have like a consistent cylinder 2 misfire with it. Drives pretty smooth when it's not under load or under boost, but as soon as it hits like any bit of load, it starts sputtering pretty freaking bad. So yeah, hopefully pull the head and just reseal it up, and that hopefully will fix it. Alright guys, so to be honest, I just wanted to grind this out and get it knocked out real quick. It's probably been about 2 hours, and the head is officially ready to pull right now, so everything's removed. Timing's been set to top dead center, so it'll be easier to reference when I get back to it. Belts marked, tensioners off, belts off, all that good shit, obviously. Head bolts are off, and everything's ready to pull right now. So about to pull the head, and I'll show you what it looks like. All right, so we got the head off, and I don't know, me personally, it doesn't look like there's any cracks in the head. It looks like there was a little bit of combustion between cylinder 2 and 1. And as for 3 and 4, looks like it was all right, but it's kind of hard to tell. Gasket overall looks like shit. So hopefully just send this up to the machine shop, get it resurfaced, throw a new gasket on, and call it good. All right, guys, day 2 of Renntober prep. I got the head sent off to the machine shop. They're gonna deck it, clean it, all that good shit. Should take a couple days for that, so can't really do much with this car until I get the head back. Obviously, the head gasket kit is ordered. All the seals I need for that. Hopefully knock this out Wednesday/Thursday, so by Friday I'll be ready to dip. But for today, I do kind of want to throw my E36 on jack stands and try to rebuild the inners of my CV axles. So from what I saw online, this doesn't look too hard of a process. I'm hoping I could just drop down the axle from the diff and then basically pull this off, pack it with grease, put the new one on, and be done with that. But yeah, as you guys could probably tell, I do have my hands full for the next few days. It is a little bit of a time crunch, especially for this car. It is like a 40% chance I'll be able to get this finished by Renntober. But at least my E36 is running good. This should be all solid. Just got to fix a little bit of a leaky axle. Not too big of a deal. After this video, I will be doing like a whole trip vlog of Renntober. So driving up there, showcasing all the cars, what are my favorite cars, and just displaying the overall weekend. So I'm pretty excited for the weekend. It is like a 4.5 hour trip, so a little nervous to take that trip, to be honest. But anyways, let's get into it. All right, guys, so got it jacked up in the back. Originally, I was going to jack up all 4s, throw 4 jack stands under it, but that's kind of a pain in the ass with this car. So, I mean, I have plenty of clearance down here right now to access both axles. Should be fairly easy. Only issue you'll probably run into is, unfortunately, I'm going to have to drop the back section of the exhaust, probably pull that out, but there's one V-band there and 2 hangers right there, so not too bad. And while I'm in there, I might as well do some axle spacers. So when you go low, the axles have a lot more bind and wear to them because it pulls the axle outward. So to remedy that, I got these axle spacers from Seems Legit Garage. These just go in between the diff and the axle. So you got 2 of those and longer hardware to throw in there. So that should help with preventing it from breaking or anything in the future. All right, so she put up a little bit of a fight, and that is because, pro tip here, whenever you're welding V-bands, make sure that you're actually welding the V-bands together before you weld it to the pipe, because this was slightly warped, thus why I'm using like an exhaust sealant on it. This was pretty much glued to the other side back there, so after dropping these hangers, I was able to kind of like yank that portion down, and that broke the seal. So before assembly, obviously clean this up on this side and over there, reapply the sealant, and then that'll all be good. All right, so next I have to remove or at least drop down the sway bar. So 13 mil bolt on this side, 13 mil nut on the other side. Already broke that one loose, that one's kind of dangling, and I'm hoping that this will drop enough before it really hits on here and can't go any further, so I could actually drop the axle about this far so I could actually service the boot without removing the whole axle or removing the whole sway bar, which isn't too big of a deal. All I have to do with that is remove the wheel, get inside where the spring is, and remove one nut on both sides, but really not do that. Hopefully I can just drop it as is, so let's get this off. It's about as low as that will go, so hopefully it'll be enough. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to drop that upper link right there. All right, just kidding. Actually, I was able to pull the sway bar way down here, so now I have plenty of clearance. All I have to do now is use my impact, break like these 3 loose, spin the wheel, put the e-brake back on, take off the top 3, and drop the axle down. And while I have you guys down here, so I wanted to get a bunch of stuff done before Renntober, but I don't have all the parts yet. So I want to do the lower control arms, aka the camber arms, pretty much as soon as I get back. Want to do a diff brace, so that just attaches from like here to the other ear right there. That makes it a little bit more strong, and like if I'm going to do like clutch kicks or anything like that, it's less likely that these ears are going to break off. In the past, I already did do like all the diff bushings, subframe bushings. Those are all Condor, upgraded to the 14 mil diff bolt on the side. So that's a lot stronger now. So pretty much I'm just left with, I need to get the lower control arms, R tabs, which are rear trailing arm bushings. I'm going to go spherical on that, and also weld in the reinforcement plates on top. All right, guys, busted about 12 nuts in this car, and both the axles are hanging down right now. Let me show you what I got going. So, axles down. I hope I'm able to service this as is, and as you can see, the boot is ripped on this side, and also this side. Well, kind of dark, but yeah, that's the fucking gap right there, and both of them are split. This one was the only one leaking, so this one's probably bone dry. I did not want to put on aftermarket axles and have those break all the time, so keeping the OEM M3 axles, just put new boots on. And from the video I watched, it looks like it's pretty easy. All right, guys, day 2, and I already knocked out one axle just so I could learn the process before trying to show you guys how to do it. Basically, where I'm at right now is this one's done. The only thing I have to do left right now is add the little clamp right here. The one they supplied me with doesn't work, so I'm either gonna have to use like a hose clamp, maybe like 2 zip ties, I don't know. But it's a pretty firm fit on there. I don't think any grease is gonna fling out from that side, but as for this one, I already knocked off the end cap of that. Let's see. Basically, all I gotta do at this point is there's a C-clamp right there. Once I remove the C-clamp, this whole back section will pull off, and I'll show you that on the bench. All right, so instead of breaking this all down for you and having a greasy mess on my hands, I went through it, cleaned everything, degreased it. Everything's nice and clean now. So basically, you want to start with this, which you have a small groove and a big groove. The big groove will go towards the outside of the wheel. This is the diff side. So put that there. This is, doesn't matter what side it goes on, but this is directional. So you have like a flat side on this side, and then you have like a raised up section. This side will go towards the wheel. This is towards the diff. All right, so you want to start off by just throwing this in here. Again, it doesn't matter which direction that goes. Okay, so once you get that in like that, you basically just grab 2 ball bearings, throw that in on the top, and then you could insert this into this section and then feed it in one by one. And lastly, this one is a little difficult to get in, but if you just wiggle it around a few times, it'll eventually go in. So like that. That is a complete assembly. So again, the raised up section will go towards the wheel, like that. And also the big section right there will also go. So this is the right orientation you want to look for. All right, so scratch what I originally said. So I believe there is a correct orientation on this inner piece to the outer flange. So you would think that it would match up, so like that smaller tab right there would link up to that small tab there, but it's actually the opposite. So if you do it small to small, it's actually not going to articulate like this, which is definitely what you need for this to actually operate correctly. So just play around with it. I'm pretty sure it's a small tab towards big on the outer flange, and yeah, just do that before you grease it and you should be good. All right, so instead of trying to like struggle underneath the car and get this filmed properly for you, I'll just show you how to assemble it. So again, you want to make sure that that side is facing towards the wheel. The thicker section right here should also be in that alignment, not the other way around. So you got the smaller section there, wider there. And then next, before you throw that on, you're going to throw on the new boot, obviously. Slide that all the way up. And then before you put this piece on, there's this little shim, which has a chamfered edge to it and then a flat edge. This will go towards that way, like towards the wheel. So throw that on, throw this on, and then lastly, all you have to do is put on the C-clip on the back, and that will be pretty much fully assembled. And voila, it's on there. As you can see, the C-clip is on, so everything's secure. All I'm gonna do at this point is use that bag of grease, pack into all the nooks and crannies on this side, also open up this cover before I seal it, and pack that side full of grease. And basically the way I'm able to seal these 2 covers on, not sure where the other one is, but you got the other cap that goes on this end, and I'm just going to put it up to the diff and draw the bolts on equally, and that will smush both of these silver covers onto the axle. Day 3. So finished up the car last night. I'm not sure how much I actually wanted to detail yesterday. I was kind of just stress on it. It wasn't a hard job, but it was kind of a shitty job, just being like underneath the car, squirming underneath it. One day I'll own a lift, I swear, because I hate working underneath a car with jack stands, especially being 30. But car's all good now. I took it to the gym today and drove it back. Everything's solid, no leaks out of the axles, so passes my test on that. Other than that, I did swing by the machine shop. Picked up Jordy's head, so this should be ready to go. Unfortunately, they did remove the cams, so I'm gonna have to check the timing on this. I've never messed with the change side timing of a 1.8 before, only the belt side, which this side's easy. I had to actually order a special tool to get this in time, so we'll see how that goes. Honestly, I'm not sure if I'll be able to get this done by tomorrow, but we'll see. Everything's a grind right now. But also, before you guys comment, yes, there is one missing bolt there. I guess whoever worked on this head before stripped out one of the cam bolts, so I'm actually gonna have to pull one off the donor car, which I have sitting outside. swap that out, and I'm just going to double check all these, make sure that the machine shop torqued them to spec, which they should, but you never know. Alright guys, so I'm going to close out this video. I'm currently dying of allergies. Tomorrow is Renntober, so going to try to rest and not wake up feeling like shit tomorrow. Unfortunately, I did not finish the Mark IV Jetta. That would have been way too much work to pack into one day to do it all right, in my opinion, so that's going to have to wait until next week. Pretty much everything's packed and ready to go. I just got to do like my detail bucket and my tool bag. We're going to be heading out around like 7 a.m. in the morning and should be getting there around like noon, so make sure you guys follow for a next video. That'll be all that coverage, and yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Till next time.